Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news. There's a buzz around the NFL right now, and it's not just any rumor. It's a seismic shift that could reshape the landscape of the NFC East and, more importantly, give the New York Giants a serious shot at elevating their defense to new heights. Now, I know what you're thinking, another trade rumor. But this one has some real meat on the bone, and if it comes to fruition, it could be one of the most impactful moves of the offseason for Big Blue. We're talking about a potential blockbuster deal that would see the Giants acquire Jeffrey Simmons, the explosive defensive tackle from the Tennessee Titans, in what could be a game-changing trade. Now, before we dive into the details, let's set the scene. The Titans, sitting at 4-10 this season, are clearly in the midst of a full rebuild. After the bust that was the Levis experiment and their struggles on defense, allowing a hefty 4.7 yards per carry, they're looking to cut costs and stockpile draft picks. Meanwhile, the Giants, sitting at 2-12, are desperate for an interior anchor to help stabilize their run defense, especially with their front seven ravaged by injuries and inconsistent play. The recent IR stint of Kayvon Thibodeaux and the overall shaky performance of their defensive line have made it clear that a shake-up is needed. The Giants need a game-changer, and Simmons fits that bill perfectly. Sources close to the situation have leaked the possibility of a blockbuster trade that could see the Giants send 2 second-round picks in the 2026 draft to Tennessee in exchange for Simmons. The Titans, focused on building for the future and with a cap space of around $15 million, are prioritizing draft capital over veteran assets. They're also motivated to offload salary to focus on acquiring WRs after the recent retirement of Hopkins. The Titans are eyeing a rebuild, and Simmons, a player with immense talent and proven production, could be the piece that helps them accelerate that process. Speaking of Simmons, let's talk about the guy himself. His profile is nothing short of impressive. In 2025, he's already racked up 5 sacks in just 14 games, adding 98 tackles, 78 pressures, and maintaining an 88.6 grade from PFF in run defense. That's truly star-level production. He's been a nightmare for offensive lines, with the ability to disrupt both the passing and rushing game. His career stats are even more telling: 48 sacks and over 400 tackles since entering the league in 2019. Simmons' ability to generate pressure on the quarterback, 132 QB hits over his career, is complemented by his run-stopping prowess, forcing 34 runs for loss and forcing 4 fumbles. Think of him as a more explosive version of a run-defending interior lineman, much like Aaron Donald, but with his own unique style and explosiveness. What makes Simmons such a tantalizing target for the Giants? First, his ability to anchor the middle of the defensive line is exactly what they need to bolster their run defense, which has been a significant problem this season. The Giants' front seven has been decimated by injuries, with Thibodeaux' IR stint leaving a void on the edge, and the overall lack of interior disruption has allowed opponents to run at will. Simmons' addition would immediately upgrade the interior and provide a disruptor who can collapse the pocket from the inside. His presence would not only improve run defense, but also create more opportunities for the Giants' pass rush, which has struggled to generate consistent pressure without Thibodeaux and other edge rushers firing on all cylinders. Now, let's look at what Simmons has been doing this year. He's been remarkably productive despite Tennessee's overall struggles. His 5 sacks in 14 games are a testament to his ability to make plays when it counts. He's also accumulated nearly 100 tackles and 78 pressures, showing that he's constantly attacking the backfield. His run defense grade from PFF, an impressive 88.6, indicates how effective he is against the run. For context, Simmons' career averages include around 48 sacks, 412 tackles, and a consistent presence in disrupting offensive plays. His EPA per run stop at 18 shows that he's a key contributor in stopping opponents' ground game. It's no wonder that teams see him as a disruptive force, capable of transforming a defensive line from good to elite. In terms of health, Simmons has been fairly durable, missing only a game this season due to a calf strain, and previously dealing with an ACL injury in 2023 that caused him to miss 6 games. Despite those setbacks, his performance remains elite. Watching game film, Simmons moves with the agility and power of a top-tier interior disruptor. He's a guy who can penetrate gaps, shed blocks with ease, and collapse the pocket from the inside, making life miserable for quarterbacks trying to find their receivers. His ability to stop runs in their tracks, averaging just 1.8 yards after contact on YAC runs, further emphasizes how much he can alter the dynamics of an opponent's offense. Why would the Titans consider trading Simmons? Well, there are multiple reasons. Their current record, 4-10, shows they're not competing for a playoff spot, and they're clearly in a rebuild mode. They're prioritizing draft picks to develop a young quarterback and other key positions. The $15 million cap space gives them flexibility to sign future pieces, and they're focusing on acquiring young receivers to rebuild their offense after the recent retirement of Hopkins. Simmons, while a star, is still relatively young and has immense trade value, especially for a team like the Giants, who are looking to bolster their trenches and build a more dominant front. Now, let's talk about the potential impact this trade would have on the Giants. Adding Simmons along with Kayvon Thibodeaux would create a formidable duo on the defensive line. Opposing offenses would have a nightmare trying to run the ball or establish any rhythm up the middle. PFF projections suggest that Simmons' presence would reduce opponents' yards per carry from around 5.1 to approximately 3. 8 yards, an enormous difference. That kind of interior disruption would allow the Giants to control the game on the ground, force opponents into uncomfortable third-and-long situations, and give their pass rush more opportunities to get after the quarterback. Moreover, Simmons' ability to generate pressures, about 1.8 pressures per game, would complement Thibodeaux and other pass rushers, elevating the overall pass rush to a level that could threaten even the best offensive lines in the league. With Simmons anchoring the interior, the Giants could see a boost of roughly 19% in their defensive EPA against the run, which is critical when facing NFC East rivals like the Commanders and their talented rushing attack led by Gibson, who's already amassed over 100 yards. From a strategic standpoint, this move could be a major key to the Giants' postseason hopes. The NFC East is stacked with talented offenses, and teams like the Eagles, led by their dominant defensive line, have set the standard in trench warfare. The Giants, to be serious contenders, need to match that physicality. Simmons would give them just that, a trench warrior who can tilt the balance of power in their favor. His addition would not only make the defense more formidable, but also send a message to the rest of the league that the Giants are serious about reclaiming their spot among the NFL's elite. Looking ahead to Super Bowl LXI odds, the Giants are currently listed at plus 20-0, but with a move like this, bringing Simmons into the fold, they could see their odds improve significantly, perhaps to around plus 12-0. That's a huge jump, and it reflects the impact a player of Simmons' caliber could have on their playoff chances. In the playoffs, especially against tough opponents like the Eagles, having a disruptive presence in the trenches is often what separates the winners from the losers. Simmons would be the ultimate X-factor, especially when it comes to stopping the run and getting pressure on the quarterback in high-stakes moments. Of course, there are skeptics. Some might argue that giving up 2 future second-round picks is a steep price for a player who's still relatively young but also has injury concerns. The Titans are in a tough spot, and they might prefer to wait for better offers or keep Simmons to be part of their rebuild. But for the Giants, this kind of move could be the missing piece, an indestructible interior presence that transforms their defense from decent to elite. It's a gamble, sure, but one that could pay off big time if Simmons lives up to his potential and helps the Giants dominate in the trenches next season. So what's next? Well, the NFL world will be watching closely. If this trade happens, it could send shockwaves through the league, elevating the Giants' status and making them a serious threat in the NFC. The division rivals will have to rethink how they attack Big Blue, knowing that their interior line is now a fortress. The Giants with Simmons could become one of the most feared defenses in the league, especially if they continue to develop their other young talent and improve their overall scheme. In the end, this potential trade is about more than just one player. It's about a vision, one where the Giants build a dominant, hard-nosed, trench-focused defense that can carry them deep into the playoffs and beyond. With Simmons in the middle, they'd be taking a huge step toward that goal. And honestly, as fans, we should be excited about the possibilities. This is the kind of move that can define a franchise's future, and if it happens, it's going to be one of those moments we'll remember for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you guys think? Is this the kind of move the Giants need to push into serious Super Bowl contention? Would Simmons be the perfect interior anchor to finally stabilize the run defense and boost their pass rush? Or do you believe the price is too high for a player with injury concerns? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much to us and to the Giants. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates and insights, so stay tuned and keep that Giants pride alive. Let's go Big Blue.